Hey, Shad here with Speed Addicts, the fastest growing gear site on the web, and today we're going to break down all of the 180-degree modular helmets on the market today. What's up, Speed Addicts fan? Before we jump into our 180-degree modular helmet roundup, do us both a favor, subscribe to the Speed Addicts channel. It only takes a second, and that way you are first in line to receive all the latest gear reviews coming your way. We're always working hard to get the first look over here at Speed Addicts, making these kind of best of videos for you. Subscribe, and that way you don't miss out. Also, if you'd like to support us at speedaddicts.com, you can do so by just shopping with us. We make it real easy. There's a link in the description below to each one of these helmets we're going to talk about in the video today. While you're over at Speed Addicts, feel free to shop for any other parts or gear you might need for your next two-wheel adventure. So the modular helmet with the full 180-degree rotation on the chin bar that puts that chin bar all the way in the back of the helmet has become a really popular segment in the industry over the last few years. Now, the whole idea of this format is instead of your traditional modular helmet that stops at 90 degrees, it goes all the way to the back and gets out of your way. It changes the center of gravity so it's not up on top of your helmet wobbling around, catching the wind. It's actually made to be ridden in this configuration. Now you're sacrificing protection when you do so, but lots of people want that flexibility on the road. And so there really are only a handful of this type of modular helmet on the market today. And in this video, we're going to break them all down, give you the pros and cons, the quirks, the good, the bad, the ugly. Stay tuned as we jump into it right now. First on our list, we have the HJC i100. Now, this helmet was all new last year in 2022. It's HJC's first attempt at a 180-degree modular helmet. They don't typically chase trends over there. They're not going to be the first on the scene with a new format. HJC is kind of more traditional that way. But once they see something's hot, they're going to go for it. Now, this helmet, when we first saw it, we thought it's a little bit on the futuristic side in terms of the design. It's very slabby. Now, if you can get past that, it's got some good things going for it. Number one, it is one of the least expensive 180-degree modular helmets we're going to talk about today, or maybe even the least expensive at $319. The colorways go for a little bit more. If you want one of the graphic prints, the solids start at $319. At that price point, you are going to get polycarbonate, which means it's going to weigh more. So this is 4 pounds, 3 ounces, making it the heaviest of the bunch today. So a little bit on the heavier side. Modular helmets are always kind of heavy, but you are getting 3 shell sizes, which is a perk it has going for it. It means it's going to fit a little bit closer to your head. That's important with modular helmets because they can get bulky, especially these days. Okay, so one of the cool things I like about this helmet is that the shield actually comes back, the face shield comes back down where it's supposed to be, assuming you have it down when you go to flip the chin bar back. The other helmets don't do that. So when you go and switch this into the open position, it's going to bring that face shield back into place. Kind of saves you some time with a little extra touch there. That, and I like this big paddle vent up on the top, easy to get your hands on. All these helmets we're going to talk about today also have drop-down sun visors and pin lock prep face shields to deal with fog. You're going to see sizes extra small through to extra large for this HJC helmet, and it's going to come with a 3-year warranty, which is HJC's standard warranty. Now, other than that, I think one of the main issues with this helmet is really that they went with an integrated comm system that's already basically outdated and maybe even soon to be discontinued. So the HJC Smart Unit, this is going to use the first generation 10 and 20B units, which the word on the street is aren't going to be made anymore. So that's kind of annoying at this point. This helmet's really new, and that integrated comm, HJC's optional comm system is basically gone. Now, you can use a universal kit, but you have some trim and a slider to contend with. So you're going to have to find a flush enough spot to do an adhesive mount. So maybe not the best option if you're going to run comms, but otherwise, if you're trying to stay around that $300 price point, I do think this helmet gets the job done. We also have a test ride with our team test pilot in the HJC i100 in case you want that full length in the saddle review. One thing that's also, I think, kind of unnecessary, it does have this big locking button if you want to lock this in place. I think that's kind of overkill unless you're getting into some really bumpy terrain, which is probably not the right helmet for that job anyway. But the action is nice. It's smooth. Let's push this back. in the forward position. I mean, the action of the chin bar itself is nice, and like I said, that it is cool that the face shield comes back down and kind of sits where it's supposed to. And if you're down with a little bit more of a futuristic look, it's a good option. It's the i100 available now at speedaddicts.com. Next on our list, we have the LS2 Advent. So at the moment, LS2 has two different 180-degree modular helmets, and we're going to talk about them both today. First up is the Advent because it's less expensive than that Advent X. Reason being, the shell construction is polycarbonate, or the proprietary material KPA, kinetic polymer alloy, which is basically like a plastic polymer with aramid fibers dissolved into it to allow them to really custom tune how it deforms and under impact. It's cool stuff from LS2. Now, the predecessor to the Advent series from LS2 was the Valiant 2, and we sold a lot of Valiant 2s. Very well received helmet, and it was actually the second on the scene, the Valiant series, after Shark kind of invented this format. So LS2 and Shark have kind of been battling it out here, and this new release, this Advent helmet, is absolutely fantastic. It is packing a lot in here. We're going to give you the brief rundown. If you want the full-length video, we'll put that in the description below, the full 10-minute jam here. So again, kinetic polymer alloy, $359, so it's about $40 more than that i100 I showed you, and I think it's worth it. Number one, it's going to be lighter. It's 3 pounds 11 ounces. You're going to save about 5 or 6 ounces over that i100, which is a little bit hefty. Of course, it's going to be DOT and ECE 2206. That's right. It's the new safety standard. This helmet just came out here in 2023. So you're getting the latest homologation out of Europe. It's a more sophisticated safety test. This is rated in P and J, which means it's been crash tested in the closed configuration as well as the open face configuration. So in terms of safety standards, again, this is the best you can do in this 180-degree format, getting both DOT and ECE 2206 labels on the helmet. Now, when it comes to the shape, it's more spherical looking. It looks kind of a little on the retro side, but I like it. I think it actually looks quite good. If you want something a little bit more aggressive, you're going to see the Advent X here in a minute, and that's a bit more modern, a little bit more aggressive. But when it comes to a spherical design, they tend to crash better. They hang up on things less, and from what I understand, it's a safer shape. Now, the chin bar is nice and stout, and it really gives me some confidence in that it's actually going to provide some impact protection. I can't say that necessarily about the new Shark helmet, which we're going to show you in a minute, which isn't quite as robust as this Advent. I really like the Advent chin bar, and their pivot mechanism, which is the same on the Advent X, and the Advent here is super duper smooth. It's completely a spherical throw. It's not some sort of ellipse or anything like that. So it's just got a real nice action. Plenty of ventilation. You got lots of ventilation chin bar, in the chin bar up here in the crown, and then the rear vents are not switchable. On the Advent X, you can do that. So if you're cold weather riding, maybe check out the X. Now, both the Advent and the Advent X are going to have comm system integration. LS2 is just about to launch their new Cardo system. It's essentially the same as a Freecom 4X, which is an amazing unit, and it is a proprietary system for LS2 helmets made by Cardo, and this is set up to receive that. But you don't have to use that one because they actually left you quite a bit of room here on the side of this helmet, unlike some of the other helmets we're showing you today that have, either different design features in the shell itself or a big slide in the way. There is a slider here, but there's plenty of room to flush mount your comm receiver here with an adhesive mount. 2 shell sizes. The fit's great. This interior is very comfy. Lots of low density squishy foam here, and they went with the quick release buckle instead of a D-ring, so getting in and out is a breeze. The interior is actually the same as that Advent X, which I'm going to show you in a minute. It's got the pin lock ready face shield. The Noir version, this matte black version, is going to come with both the clear and an extra smoke exterior, and all the colorways, of course, you get that internal sun visor. So this is definitely one of our favorite helmets of 2023, and it is the Advent. Next up, we have the Shark Evo GT. Now, like I said before, Shark created the format. So they came up with the first helmet that was fully hinged to go 180 degrees, which means they know what they're doing, and the action on that chin bar is really nice. It's actually kind of spring-loaded and kind of sucks the chin bar onto the helmet. It looks great in both the open and closed format. It's very sleek. I love what they've done with the ventilation here, and I like that the drop-down sun visor is actuated on the top, keeps it out of the way of any sort of comm system, and it's really easy to locate. You just go right to the top of your head. And the ventilation, it's got these kind of knurled bumps here on both sides, and the spoiler is meant to kick the air over that chin bar. So it is very good on the top. Now, as you work your way down, I'm a little less impressed with the chin bar itself. The action and the joint is excellent, but this chin bar is just a little on the flimsy side. Now let's back up and talk about the price point, $489 to $589, and it is all polycarb here. So I'm wondering where the money really went. I feel like this helmet is just priced a little too high. Now they have two versions of their Evo helmet out at the moment. They have the Evo ES, which is basically a lightly refreshed Evo 1.2, which was their modular 180 degree modular for a long time. So they basically just kind of changed the name on that one. That's still out there. It's a little less money than the GT, which is technically a redesign. It's got a slightly redesigned hinge, and it's supposed to be a step up. So I just feel like the price point is a little high for what I'm seeing here on the helmet. The weight isn't bad, 3 pounds, 10 ounces. So it is one of the lighter ones we're gonna talk about today, but it is only DOT. We're not getting a dual homologation, something we would hope to see on a helmet that's coming out at this point in the year. That could change down the road. They might be able to pull off the EC 2206 on the DOT labeled helmets in the future. Again, it is great looking. Shark helmets are always great looking. It's just this chin bar is gives me a little bit of pause. The interior is okay. I've seen them do neck rolls that are better than this. Shark is really good at making quiet helmets and doing a really nice neck roll. This one's not bad, but really it's the chin bar that kind of underwhelms me, and their chin curtain has this plasticky pull tag to deploy the chin curtain there. It just kind of looks weird and unfinished. Now, comm systems aren't a problem here. You have plenty of room to mount your comm system. You're gonna see 2 shell sizes, extra small through 2 extra large, so fit is easy. And that about does it. I think Shark on their next run could probably do a little bit better. The chin bar is definitely the weak point in this chin bar vent, facing all the way in the up position. Is that's not gonna promote enough airflow, in my opinion. Of course, you can always open the helmet on a modular helmet to get more airflow. So either price tag needs to come down, or just needs to beef this thing up, or maybe go with a fiber composite construction. That does it. That's the Shark Evo GT. Before we jump into the coup de grace here, remember, when you're shopping for helmets online, Speed Addicts is the place to go, because we're gonna hook you up with no cost returns. You ever shop for a helmet with us here at Speed Addicts, you have an issue with fit, you just decide it's not for you, we're gonna give you a free return shipping label. That's right, we don't nickel and dime you like those corporate moto outfits. We're gonna treat you like family. A couple clicks in our returns portal, get the product coming back to us. We'll get same day store credit or just a refund. Whatever you need to do, we'll hook you up. To qualify, all you have to do is live in the lower 48 states and make sure the gear is brand new in the original packaging. Here we have it. This is the LS2 Advent X, and it's the all-star for this year. So very similar formula when you compare it to that Advent that I had on the table before. Identical interior. It's using the same pivot kit and a very similar chin bar, but it is going to be composite fiberglass or carbon fiber. So it comes in both. We have the fiberglass titanium on the table today, but the carbon fiber is also available. So the fiberglass at the moment, I hear the price is gonna go up. They priced it too good. They couldn't keep them in stock. So I think that could be moving up. Right now it's $399. So it's only $30 or $40 difference from that Advent, the standard Advent. So I don't think that's going to last. If you can grab one before the price goes up, that's a good idea. Now, if you want to go to carbon fiber, it's only a $100 upgrade, $499 for a full carbon fiber modular 180-degree flip-up helmet. It's just kind of hard to beat. Now, the weight for both the carbon and the fiberglass is 3 pounds, 8 ounces, so it's also the lightest helmet we're going to talk about today. So you're paying more for that fiberglass or carbon fiber shell to save the weight. It's just like the standard Advent is going to be DOT and ECE 2206, both P and J crash tested. It's the latest safety standards. Like I said, it's much more aggressive than that more spherical Advent that we had out here earlier today. What I love about it, we have lots of front air venting in the chin bar area. Nice easy switches up on the top. We kind of got this crazy Batmobile switch. They even mirrored it out, which is cool. So this whole thing slides back and forth, lots of airflow. And even better, this rear vent, which is kind of set up with this honeycomb design, can be switched on and off. So if you're doing long touring, you want to be able to shut the helmet down, you're in cooler weather, you can do so. We have added venting and honeycomb down along the bottom. This kind of vent in the back is pretty cool. It's supposed to stabilize the airflow, apparently. The interior is a really nice place to be, same as the Advent. And it is also set up to receive that forthcoming LS2 Cardo collab intercom unit. You're going to be able to purchase the Advent matte black, maybe the carbon, or the Advent X in black and carbon, and maybe even the standard Advent with the comm system already installed for an upcharge. So if you want the whole shooting match out of the box, you're going to be able to do so pretty soon here. What else do we like about it? Sun visor is easy to work over here on the left side, and really this chin bar is just, nice and sturdy. Instills some confidence, and the switch is robust here to lift that up and get it out of the way so that you can cruise through town. You're doing lower speed. You want to take in the scenery. That's what the 180-degree format is all about. Size is extra small all the way up to 3X. 2 shell sizes. Slim cheek pads are available, so there's some ability to customize the fit in the LS2 Advent X. You got white, titanium, matte black, and carbon at the moment. Well, that does it for a 180-degree roundup. If you're looking for one of these, there's only a few out there, and hopefully we are able to educate you. Again, there are full-length breakdowns for each one of these helmets in the description below. Also, if you got questions, Rider Support's always standing by at speedaddicts.com, where you can talk to a human over the phone, emails, or live chats. If you got one of these, let everybody know how you like it in the comment section below. Don't just take my word for it. That does it. We'll see you next time to find out what's in the crate.